Howdy everybody, ArgonMatrix here, welcome to episode 16 of The Binding of Isaac Afterbirth Plus. We're going to do an Isaac hard mode run, because it's been eating away at me that this is not completed yet. I've had a couple failed attempts now, and it's just kind of sad at this point. QGYV JEZ6 is our seed for the day. There's some sort of acronym you can make out of that, I'm sure. I'm sure you take enough time with any seed. Unless it's like chock full of numbers or something, you could probably make a reasonable enough acronym out of it. Don't ask me to do it, because I'm terrible with that kind of stuff, but at least off the top of my head here, I'm pretty bad at it. I'm sure I could do it if given enough time. I mean, isn't this whole thing that I'm doing right now, making videos over video games that are roughly 30 to 45 minutes long, that's like, that whole idea is predicated on the fact that I should be able to create a sustainable line of commentary for that length of time, right? So hopefully I would be able to come up with some stuff off the top of my head, but that's not always the case. Don't know if we've had Multidimensional Baby before. He's kind of an interesting guy. He kind of follows as an after effect, you can see here. He just like follows my movement just a few seconds later, and if I shoot through him, it doubles my tears, and I think gives them a slight damage boost as well. So, I'm not going to turn my nose down at that. I'm pretty bad at using it strategically in any sense of the word. But, actually, you know what? I should go to one of these. Actually, because one of these is going to be a library, right? Not this one. Well, shoot. I guess I'm going to have to use another key, because I would like to access the library. As you can see, there's two different rooms. Unless this one was a double key room, and I'm just an idiot, but no, it is, in fact, a library. Not the great options here. I mean, Book of Shadows is alright. And I think I should actually also grab this Telepathy for Dummies, just so that it doesn't appear again for me, and also to facilitate the bookworm transformation, because I think that's what happens when you get 3 books. I'm not sure if all different kinds of books count. I think there might be only certain ones that do. This room is... it's kind of mindfucky sometimes, but if you just kind of pay attention for a little bit, you should do fine. So this is my general strategy with multi-dimensional babies. If I can get like on one side of an enemy here, and then I just kind of go back and forth like this, because then it'll be in front of me more often than not, it feels like. Against someone like Ragman here, who kind of hunts me down, it's a little more difficult to pull off, but not impossible, as you can see. Still, I'm sure there's a better way to use this item, and I'm just not... I don't have the mental capabilities to wrap my head around that many things all at once. I have tough enough time finding where I am on the screen, case in point, this horrible damage I'm taking against Ragman. I feel like Ragman, by the way, is not as tanky as he used to be. I feel like in Afterbirth Plus, they might have toned down his HP a little bit. And on a similar note, the new boss, who is a souped-up version of Ragman, Ragmega, who I don't know if we fought yet. We might have fought him like once or twice. But he like looks like he should have a lot of health, and he just doesn't. It's like, it always weirds me out. I don't know, he's still a tough boss regardless, which is probably why he doesn't have a shit ton of health, because then it would just get obnoxious, as some of the other bosses might be. I will definitely take growth hormones for the speed and damage upgrade. Move on down 3 minutes for the first floor. That's actually pretty bad, all things told. Especially where my HP is at now. I do have a Book of Shadows to fall back on if I need to. And I might use that more liberally than I otherwise would, just because I'd like to facilitate a deal with the devil on this floor. So finding some spirit hearts, or just not taking red heart damage like a dummy would be a good place to start. There is a tinted rock in that room, but I don't have any bombs right now. So hopefully I can find one. I'm gonna go ahead and just do that. These guys can be rough, especially when there's rocks that you have to kind of dodge around. Ooh. By the way, Curse of Darkness in the Burning Basement can go S on my D, if you know what I mean. And I certainly hope you know what I mean, because it's fairly self-explanatory. Almost just walked into a fire right there. That would have been the worst of all worlds. Alright, gotta make sure these guys don't get the chance to flank me or anything here. Pretty good. Okay, what do we got for our item room today? Common Cold, I will definitely take that. Just, you know, garden variety, poison damage, no strings attached. It's a simple item, and sometimes those are the best kinds of items. Like, sure, I could have gotten, like, Serpent's Kiss or something. Actually, I don't think that's unlocked yet. I think that's a Lilith unlock. So I need to do greed mode as Azazel for that. By the way, I do definitely think, because I know this was 2 videos ago at this point, and it's might be just harping on a topic that's might be just beating a dead horse at this point. But I really do feel like having beaten greedier mode with Azazel should have unlocked Lilith. I don't know if that's like just an oversight on the part of the developers. I know that's always people are always eager to jump at the developers for something like that. It's like, oh, they just didn't think about it. They didn't think about it. And like most of the time, I'm on the side of the developers. It's like it's their game. They've spent so much time testing it and everything. They usually know what they're doing. This is a case where I think it might have legitimately been some sort of oversight that greedier mode does not unlock, greed mode unlocks. Because that just seems like bizarre to me. Because obviously if you can beat greed mode or greedier mode, you should be able to beat greed mode with that character. Because greed mode is just an easy version of greedier mode. Damn it. Okay, don't let this guy hit you because then you'll just die. Don't let a champion hit you at all here. See, that's what I'm telling you is this friggin' Curse of Darkness makes things terrible here. It doesn't help that I'm not getting any red heart drops, by the way. I'm gonna save, or if I survive, jeez. I'm gonna try and save my Book of Shadows charge for the boss fight. Because there's still a slim chance that I can get a deal with the devil. I think it's like 38% or something if I don't take red heart damage on the boss fight itself. I can still make that happen. It's definitely not likely, but more likely than it would be. And also, if I get hit on the boss fight, I kind of just die, so there's that to worry about. Little Horn. Not my favorite boss, I would say. Not going to use the Book of Shadows right away, because it doesn't last super long, but probably would like to wait for him to be maybe around 1/3 of his health left, and then I'll use it, because that should carry me for the rest of the fight. Book of Shadows is a lot better if you can actually have an orbital around you, because then you can use it to actually run up on enemies and do some pretty significant damage, because most of the time orbitals have pretty intense damage, like Cube of Meat, Ball Bandages, Sacrificial Dagger, things like that. Do so much damage because it's a high risk, high reward item. You got to get in close in order to do anything. We did actually get a deal with the devil and Squeezy, which is sort of an HP defendant anyway. What do we got here? This is a subpar deal with the devil at the worst of times, or at the best of times even. What do we got? And a Troll Bomb. Alright, well, got some health out of it anyway. Would have liked to have gotten some sort of item, some sort of trade, just to get to the precedent for the deal with the devil, because that's usually the clear path to victory, but it is what it is. Can't get him every time. And who knows, this might facilitate a fun deal with the angel run today, because we haven't had definitely haven't had enough of showing off of that feature of the game. I feel like I'm always getting deals with the devil. Of course, I think they're just generally more likely to happen, because I think your first deal can only ever be a deal with the devil, unless you have a certain item which was introduced in Afterbirth Plus, which is pretty interesting. I think it's like we've had the goat head before, I'm pretty sure, which guarantees a deal with the devil on every floor. I think there's an item you can unlock called Eucharist or something. I think that's exactly its name, honestly, because it stuck out in my mind when I saw it. And it guarantees a deal with the angel on every floor. And then there's a different item altogether called Duality, which makes it so that every time you get any room, angel or devil, the other one will also appear, but you just have to pick between the two because the other one will disappear. It doesn't guarantee that one of them will appear, but it makes it so that if one will appear, then both will appear. So it's, I don't know, it's very interesting, very sort of, seems like it's geared towards making the deal with the angel more attainable, if not any better, because deals with the angel, I think the community by and large kind of frowns upon them. Like, they're not terrible. Like, you can get some free stuff out of them. You could actually get some really good items if you most of them you have to are items that you have to unlock, but you can still get some really powerful items. They're just rare, and they are free, unlike a deal with the devil, so that's always a bonus. But the problem is that more often than not, you'll end up in an angel room, and it's like, oh boy, what'll I get? And it'll be like 3 spirit hearts or an eternal heart, which are things that could just like drop in any normal room. The Ankh. Okay, that's an extra life, which will respawn us as a character that we actually haven't seen before. That's not unlocked for us, so that could be interesting if that comes into play. I'm going to endeavor to not have it come into play, though, but you never know. These guys, I always get confused because like I think they're gonna like shoot a bunch of bullets, but then they just spit creep at me. And it's the worst day of my life. These mushroom dudes are not fun either. They look straight up like Toad. I can't be the only one who sees that, right? Like even the face, like not just the fact that they have mushroom heads, but their face looks like Toad's face. I don't know if that's a coincidence or not. Probably not. What do we got? Something's wrong. It's good to know that it exists, if nothing else. So I was talking a few videos back, by the way, about the daily challenges and asking whether or not you guys wanted to see that. I don't think that video's gone up yet, so I haven't gotten the feedback from it. But apparently, from what I've been reading, there are actually a couple achievements related to the daily challenges. I think there's like one where you have to win 5 daily challenges in a row. And by win, I think it just means complete the run, not like come in first place on all those, because that would just be astronomically unlikely. And then there's another one where I think you just have to do the daily challenge for a month straight or something, like 31 days. So I guess, like it or not, I'm going to have to start posting some daily challenge runs. I'd like to hold off on it for now, just because the daily challenge can end at certain points of the game that we haven't seen yet, like that are beyond the points that we can actually attain right now on our save file. So I'll probably get a little further in the game before I actually start doing daily runs, so to avoid spoilers and stuff like that. But rest assured, if you were intent on seeing those dailies, they will be coming at some point here, alright. I don't know what this item is, but generally 2-heart deals are a good thing. The Pact is a very good item, actually. Damage, tears up, and a Spirit Heart. Can certainly do a lot worse than that for 2 hearts. I think there are some pretty terrible 2-heart deals, but there's also some great 2-heart deals, so keep that in mind. And no 3-heart deals or anything, because that would just be ludicrous. 48-hour energy and retrovision. Just A+ pills here. Just AAA, you know. I really wish retrovision actually did something other than like make your screen fuzzy every so often. But I suppose that might be asking for too much. Like, not every pill can do something amazing, but I just wish every pill did something transformative, if nothing else, I guess. Like, finally, the puberty pill has a reason to exist with that new transformation that's in the game, but even then, it's pretty unlikely to happen most of the time, I feel like, unless you have some way of generating pills. I could be using Book of Shadows more than I am, and I probably should be, honestly, but I feel like after getting the Pact especially, I've got enough damage to sort of mitigate the need to use that. I'll hold off on that for right now. There is some interesting play to be had in there if I want to, though. These guys aren't so bad. What is today? Today is January 14th, cresting into January 15th, because I'm recording this pretty late at night. It's, ooh, Golden Bomb. I will take that. Probably this is more likely to be a secret room. Secret rooms I don't think can border the skinnier rooms, so it's always a good tip to keep in mind. Yeah, so I just got off work. It's been pretty slow at work, honestly. For those not in the know, I work at a liquor store, a Safeway liquor store, just connected to the grocery store. Not literally connected, because that's not allowed, but mom's eyeshadow. Certainly worse pickups to get. At least contributes to the mom transformation. Yeah, but it's been pretty quiet this month, just, I guess just because of the holidays were over pretty recently, and a lot of people tends to buy, alcohol during the holiday season. It's a very busy time for us, probably our busiest time of the year. And I guess you just kind of need a break after that, don't you? Alright, I think using Book of Shadows against the bullet hell boss like this is usually a pretty good idea. Look at that, we cleared him out. Tears and shot speed up, I'm definitely a fan of that. We're probably getting close to the tier cap, actually. And I will take Headless Baby. Nothing wrong with a little creep every now and then, you know? Unless you're a creep like in the song from Lonely Island, The Creep. But I mean, that's just a fun dance, so I mean, you can't get mad at that, can you? Fucking Lonely Island. I wonder what they're even up to right now. I say that like they're an old friend that I haven't talked to in a while. I don't know anyone in the Lonely Island. Not personally, anyway. But, I just haven't seen any of their videos lately. I assume they're doing just fine for themselves. I don't see why they wouldn't be. It's not like there's any huge PR disaster, because I would have heard about that over the Twitter grapevine, I'm sure. Hear about all sorts of political and PR disasters every time they happen, regardless of who it is. Even if it's some, like, D-list celebrity that no one's ever heard of in the past, like, 20 years. You're gonna hear about it on Twitter if they, like, piss in the parking lot or something. It's like, this is like, man, they're already a D-list celebrity. They have already fallen off. They've already fallen from grace to the point that they're at now. Don't just kick them when they're down by making it so that the only time that they can actually get any newsworthy attention is when they make an ass of themselves. I don't know. That's that might be some sort of statement about this the current state of just social media and all that sort of thing right now, but I don't know. So far, 2017 is shaping up to just to be a continuation of 2016, more or less, in that department. I don't know if I'm the only one who feels that way. I mean, 2017 has just barely started. We're not even halfway through January, so I suppose I should slow my roll a little bit here when saying that it's time to write off 2017 already. But I mean, for me, it's been a totally fine year so far. Been doing pretty good in terms of YouTube, a lot more consistent, I would say, in terms of just video updates, and general quality of the videos, I think has taken a bit of a step up. I'm trying to focus as much as I can on that. I'd like to have a little more power behind my equipment and stuff, because I don't have a very good computer for making these videos. As you might be able to tell every so often when the game lags a little bit or gets a little framey. That's usually not in the rendering process, that's usually in the actual gameplay process here. You're seeing it live in person with me. Which, you know, in this game is actually not always that bad, because the slowdown can sometimes attribute to a successful dodge, or contribute. And you can charm Brownie here, it's actually pretty good, because then he just kind of jumps around like that, stomping all his little friends, destroying them. Alright, he's almost down here. Once you get Brownie out of that, his first stage, he becomes a lot more manageable, because then he's basically just Dingle. And we all know Dingle charges thrice. Another deal with the devil. Is that like 3 in a row here? I think I'll take both of these, honestly. Getting some pretty, after that first deal with the devil, which was pretty subpar, getting some pretty A-list items here. Nothing S-tier quite. I mean, the Pact is pretty close, but something like S-tier would probably be like Brimstone, Abaddon. I might be spoiling things by saying any more items than that, because I think even Abaddon is something you actually have to unlock, rather than just being available. I picked up this Yara rune, by the way. I'm not sure what I want to necessarily save that for. Probably if I get some Spirit Hearts dropped on the ground, I would like to save it for that, because while our HP is not in a bad spot necessarily, I could certainly stand for it to be better. Our damage is doing just fine, honestly, our DPS output. Jesus. Alright, well, thank you to a missing page for a little more damage there. It's kind of an interesting run, just because there's nothing really special about our tiers, I guess is what I would say. It's like, they're just normal tiers with really good damage, and like there's some poison and charm stuff in there, sure, but that's not necessarily gonna, like, I won't be writing any essays about the quality of those items, if you know what I mean. It's just they're there and they're helpful sometimes, but they're not making me look at my tiers and say, oh my god, look, that one's slightly green, this one's slightly pink, oh geez, he's charmed now, look out boys. It's not like that, it's just not. What do we got here? Some bombs, some pennies, actually just one bomb, a penny. One bomb and 2 pennies. These guys are so weird, I don't know what to make of them. They hop really slowly, and then they like spawn spider nubs when you kill them. They seem like they would be actually pretty difficult enemies if they hopped a little faster or farther. But I guess they might be a little overpowered at that point, because they could just like hop across the screen and annihilate you. But there's plenty of enemies like that in the base game already, so you know, why not just add another? Just for the fun of it. Go. Probably a needless Book of Shadows charge there, but it'll get recharged pretty soon regardless. Running on full Spirit Hearts right now, in case you didn't notice, which is a little bit scary, I would say, but I think it was worth it for the Rotten Baby and Gimpy pickup. Ooh, a golden key. Oh, come on. This room is always a little nerve-wracking. Just because you're never quite sure where those things are gonna go to. I'd like to save that button in the middle for last, if I could. I feel like I always get hit on this room no matter what I do. No, not that time, apparently. Sometimes it's like, it feels like almost like it's unavoidable that you take damage in that room, because like sometimes right when you press on the button, the thing moves anyway, even if it's the last button, and it's like, oh man, come on. You just had to do me dirty like that? Ooh, the wafer. That is definitely worth a bomb right now. So the wafer is damage resistance. It basically just, as long as we have this like blue cone around us, which should be always when you have the wafer, you take half damage. Not that you'll take like a quarter heart of damage from these guys when they hit you, but anything that would normally do a full heart of damage only does a half heart now, so that is definitely a good item, especially on this floor, which is, we're just about to go to the section of the game where things always do a full heart of damage. So I'm fine with that, especially because I was saying that our HP is not in a great position right now, so. Alright. Also picked up the broken stopwatch on that last shop there, which could come in handy. Don't think we've actually come across that one before. Basically what it does is it makes it so there's a chance on every room that the enemies will all be moving slow. They'll have the slowdown effect for the room. And there's also a small chance that they will be sped up for the room, so that could be bad, but it's usually, yeah, see, like this here, it is in action, as it were. I always feel like I get lucky with it. I feel like it gets, like, anytime there's a nasty room that I come up against, or even a lot of boss rooms tend to get slowed down pretty substantially. Like, are we gonna get a slowdown on Mom here? No, not today. It's always kind of funny. You can always tell when it happens because the music itself slows down, too. Oh, she was charmed, so she went after that enemy. That's kind of funny. Alright. Something I haven't really touched upon right now, but that's becoming a little more pressing as we get on here, is that it looks like I'm about to open up Boss Rush here. Yeah. Alright, we got the meat for damage and HP up, which is totally fine. Let's check out what Boss Rush has to offer here. We got Curse of the Tower, Pisces, Dark Bum, and Technology. I mean, I should do this, because I haven't done Boss Rush as Isaac yet, obviously. But I'm in not a great spot to do it, but you know what? Boss Rush or no balls. Let's go with Technology. Because I don't think we've had Technology. Oh my god, I love the green laser. That's a lot of fun. Does poison damage too, I didn't even see that. It's debatable that probably Dark Bum was the correct option there, but you know, we've had Dark Bum before. And we haven't had Technology, I'm pretty sure, so it's time to shine. Honestly, I don't pick up Technology a whole lot. It's fun when you get it to work with something good like this. If you don't have a good tier rate, it can kind of shit on you, because I think it does a little bit less damage than just normal tiers. But it is spectral. Well, it's not spectral actually. It's just piercing damage, because you can see it doesn't go over these rocks here, but still good. What just landed over there? Oh, it's the adversary. I should focus down that guy for sure. So he could just brimstone me from across the entire fucking universe. So hopefully I'll be able to make it out of this unscathed. I do have that extra life in the form of the Ankh if worst comes to worst, but I'd like to not have to use that. Especially because then I think I get an unlock for a character that I don't even have available to me yet, so that'd be kind of funny. Polycephalus is not the worst thing in the world. Honestly, Technology is a pretty good pickup. Even like I think we were doing fine DPS wise, obviously, so we didn't really need this. So, but it is novel anyway, and I did say that I would like something sort of transformative on this run, if nothing else. Let's just hit Mask of Infamy a little easier, if nothing else. I feel like I'm repeating myself a lot today. Sorry about that. Yeah, I could have gone with Dark Bomb. As you can see, with Gimpy's help here, we're getting a lot of hearts, so we would have been loaded on Spirit Hearts, so we would have been totally fine in that aspect. But then there's like no risk at that point almost, and it's just like, it just kind of becomes a routine to the finish. The Haunt and the Forsaken, they're kind of an interesting pair to see together. I'm going to try and take out the Haunt here while I got him on lock. Then I'll take out this guy, which will trigger the Forsaken. And we should be hunky-dory. You gotta watch out for him a little bit, because if you're not paying attention, you can kill his minion, and then he just kind of brimstones out of nowhere. Alright. I do have some, I mean, I guess I should be using Book of Shadows, just because it gets recharged every other wave. So there's really no reason not to use it, honestly. Maybe I should save it for more dire positions. Like if I'm just about to get hit by something. Like, see, for this wave, it would have been great to have a Book of Shadow charge. So, I mean, I think we'll still manage just fine. This Angel can be a little annoying, though, especially when I have to focus on where the cage is and everything. If I can get one of them charmed, that would probably be a good thing. At least the cage is dealing with those minions pretty well. Alright, don't stand there. Okay, the cage is dead. Angel's almost there. They were actually quite powerful, so, oh god. But, you know, we're down to 3 health now, so that's a little scary. Alright, there's Gertie and the Wretched. Should be fine here. That poison damage is helping out quite a bit, honestly. I feel like we wouldn't do nearly as much without the common cold here. Okay, watch out for that. So that spread wave, I almost dodged right into it, honestly. How far are we? I think we're probably like maybe 3 or 4 waves from the end. That's how it feels right now. I don't know if technology does seem to work with multidimensional baby. I guess I've just never noticed that, really. Oh, they're charmed, so that Gemini is just trying to eat itself right now. It's kind of funny. Probably a good time to use Book of Shadows there. Now I know looking at this position right now, like I should be able to get through boss rush, I think, unless I just start taking ridiculous amounts of damage. Even if I get down to half a heart, though, there's plenty of red hearts on the floor here, so I should be okay as long as I can stay near those. But you might think, like, oh, going down to the next floor, you're going to be kind of fucked because everything starts doing a full heart damage, but no, no, no. Don't forget that we just picked up the wafer, so we're golden there, too. And we got Book of Shadows. We are honestly pretty good defensively and offensively. Alright, I do have my Book of Shadows charge, which I might need to use on this wave. It's pretty tough. Oh god. I'm getting a little bit of lag as well, which might just be a product of this room. There we go. Yeah, I definitely need to probably upgrade this PC at some point here, because it is not optimal for this sort of setup. It's going to take a while to get enough money to do that, though, because I have enough money to focus on all my bills and all that, too. Saving up for a car. It's fucking adulthood, man. You know? The man's always trying to get me down. It's like, oh, you should be working full-time and shit. And really, I should be working full-time. My only real excuse for not working full-time is that, like, it stresses me the hell out. And I know that's true for everyone. I unlocked the cellar. Wow, that's random. Okay. At least that didn't actually damage me. Oh, the gate, thanks. The gate's my best friend. Yeah, it stresses me out, and I don't know if that's, I know, like, everyone gets stressed out by work, and it's like, just fucking suck it up, pussy. But, like, I just, like, legitimately... I don't know if this is the same for everyone, but after, like, a full 5-day suite of full-time work, it's like, I just don't have the energy to do anything. And that's part of why I went part-time, is just because I wanted to be able to focus on my endeavors here on YouTube and everything, as well as some of my other hobbies, like writing and programming and stuff like that. Those different avenues I'd like to pursue. And I just didn't have the energy, and I guess I technically at the time, it's like 2 days a week is plenty of time. Isaac's head has appeared in the basement. Not a great reward, but it is an unlock for Isaac, so at least we got one of those out of the way, if nothing else, on this run. We got Mr. Mega as well for some bomb action. Let's head on down. Yeah, I don't know. It's like, I should be working full-time just because I need the money. But I am slowly saving up money. It's definitely a slow burn, slower than it probably should be. It's gonna take like several months to just save up a couple $100 even. But it's like I don't know. I just think about going back to full time, and it's like, man, I was so freaking miserable. Just like I tried not to show it. I tried to remain as chipper as possible, but you know, sometimes it's just like it just eats away at you. It's like nothing else. And my family does have a sort of a history of mental illness, I would say, mental depression and things like that. And I would say I've caught a little bit of that bug. Not that it's like a sickness that you can get over. That's not what I'm insinuating there at all. But it's just like, I don't know. I've never been officially diagnosed or anything, but I certainly feel in that boat a lot of the time. Another Yara rune. That's fine. Probably going to be seeing a lot of repeat runes just because I think we only have the 3 unlocked. Yara, Awaz, and Hagalaz. The only one of those that I usually find any use for is Yara, so... Really would have been nice if I had broken stopwatch pop on the boss rush room, actually. Now that I'm thinking about it. That would have been pretty awesome. I should have actually donated my money to the donation machine on the last shop I just remembered. Just realized I still have 10 cents left over. Oh well, it's fine. Not a huge deal. That's a new trinket, and I think I will take it. Because Missing Page isn't doing a whole lot for us regardless. Basically what this one does is it makes it so I think spacebar items will never spawn anymore. Unless they're like a 100% spawn rate. Like if we fought the Headless Horseman, then he's guaranteed to drop the pony. Even if you have this trinket. Pretty sure that's how that works. But it's good because it means that we can keep our Book of Shadows going just fine here. I'm going to go ahead and do this. Get that tinted rock there and make this a little bit easier. By the way, if you didn't see that tinted rock, if you're not well versed in spotting tinted rocks down this far, feel free to rewind, go back and check that. It certainly was there. It wasn't any different color from the other rocks, but it was. It did have a little X on its corner. Try and point it out a little bit more better next time I see one. Usually it's just a matter of playing enough to get a good eye for those things. There we go, we got the broken stopwatch on this Fallen fight, which is totally fine. He always drops a deal with the Devil tier item, and that's a very good one, honestly. Flight and Spectral tiers, and the Pentagram and Little Brimstone. Well, I mean, I can only take one of these. I guess I'll go with the Pentagram. Leviathan transformation. That actually gave me some spirit hearts as well, or some black hearts. And I think it also, I think Leviathan makes you fly and gives you some black hearts. It might give you a small damage bonus. I'm not sure about that. That's what happens when you pick up 3, I don't know, it's 3 like demonic items, I think. Like Spirit of the Night counts as 1, Pentagram obviously counts as 1, and I guess I don't know what our other one was. The Ankh? Gimpy? I don't know. You tell me if you know any better than that. Well, let's check out the arcade here. Couldn't hurt. Could have been like a luck upgrade or something there. It wasn't, but I should actually probably play that Wheel of Fortune just on the off chance that it spits out the dollar. Not that I need the money, but it's just like I need to pick up the dollar at some point. And I always find this like one of the last items I end up getting just because well, there you go. Just because I never play those machines. Same with the like the 3-cup Monty guy, where he pays out with Skatole. I rarely ever play him, so I hardly ever see Skatole. But it's an item that you do need to pick up at least once in order to accomplish everything here, so keep that in mind. Lust is just getting shit on there, alright. Paralysis and Tears Down. Tears Down, it's bad, but it could be worse just because we already have such a massive tier rate. That is a Mimic chest, not going to worry about that. Don't want it to eat me alive today. Have enough bad experience with Mimics in Dark Souls. Thankfully, they're not nearly as bad in this game, but they could still be detrimental, especially this far down. Alright. What was I saying? I was saying something before. I don't know. I think I was just talking about those arcade machines and how you have to play them. I don't know. I actually don't remember what my last item pickup was in Afterbirth or Rebirth now. I don't think it was anything too notable, and I don't think it took me too long to find it. I don't have any epic stories of like, oh, I was like down to one item that I need to find in Rebirth, and it took me months to find that item. And it's like, no, I don't have anything like that. It's just, it just kind of happened. It's like, oh, I picked up every item now, cool. I guess we'll get to see in this playthrough what the final item is when we get down to the nitty-gritty of it, but that's probably not going to be until like episode fucking 200 and something, I don't even know. It's a long game, man, if you try to 100% it. And we certainly will. Gonna 100% it in every way you can possibly imagine. And then even after we go for 100%, probably gonna go for streaks, but you know, I'm getting way too ahead of myself right now. Let's just focus on getting a mom's heart kill with Isaac before we go galvanting into future territory. You know, I can't travel to a future that I can't see. Name that quote. That is famous philosophical mind genius Twilight Sparkle. Oh my lord. I guess season 7 of that show is coming out pretty soon. My Little Pony. I haven't been keeping up with it as much as I used to. I used to be super into that whole scene, and I still am. I still keep up to date with most of the stuff. I watched all season 6 and that, but it's just I wouldn't say it's fallen off. I'd say the quality of the show is still totally fine, and I'm definitely going to be checking out season 7 and the movie coming, I think, later this year. But it's just I'm not in the same state of my life that is as enjoyable as it would be. Let's use the air rune, double those hearts just so they have some friends. And ending number 7. On second thought, I think that's actually ending 6, and that does unlock Ipecac for us, I think. Unlocked Lost Baby and Ipecac. Yeah, there you go. Very interesting item, that one. But there you go, that's Boss Rush and Mom's Heart as Isaac. Fine with that. Still no Magdalene unlocked. My god, I really need to get on top of that. Hopefully we'll try and accomplish that next run. But for now, that's going to be it for this video. Hope you all liked that one. If you did, feel free to leave a like rating down below, and a comment if you're so inclined, and subscribe if you want to see more of these videos. I try to post one every day at around noon Mountain Time. That's going to be it for now, though. Thank you everyone for watching. This is ArgonMatrix, signing out. Thank you and good night.